We are.
What are you asking?
I am asking, this is Alyce. Alyce, we just had a birthday party for you.
Yes.
And you turned 88.
Right.
88 years old. And you are a pickleball player. Is that correct?
Definitely.
I love Alyce. We all love Alyce.
Well, thank you.
She's my inspiration because when I get to be Alice's age, if I'm ever lucky enough, I hope I'm as skinny as her. So Alyce, you with the killer backhand, I must say.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to you about your secret to longevity. Because you whip around that pickleball court like you're 30 years younger.
Okay.
Yeah? So,
Main secret is don't grow up.
okay, so you like joking and laughing.
And laughing. There's a saying of live, love, and laugh. Now, I changed the order of that. I say love, laugh, and then you'll live.
Aww.
It is.
That's good.
It is, yeah.
All right, so you were born
Chicago?
in Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were born in China.
No.
Did your mother come from China?
My mother came from Canton, China. They used to call it Canton. Now it's called Guangzhou.
Okay, and how about your dad?
My father came from San Francisco, but he's also Chinese. But he was a what we call a layman missionary preacher.
Mm-hmm.
So the Presbyterian Church sent him to China to teach Christianity to the Chinese people there.
So anyhow, your mom and dad met, and they got married
Yes.
in China.
Yes.
And then they came to the United States, back to
Correct.
Chicago or San Francisco?
Correct. Well, they had to land in San Francisco because being an immigrant, she was an immigrant, they landed in Angel Island.
Angel Island, yes, I've been over Angel Island.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ellis Island is for the Europeans coming in, and Angel Island, I guess, is for the Asians coming
okay.
in from the east.
All right. And so then they settled in San Francisco?
No, they settled in Chicago.
Okay, so they moved to Chicago.
Correct.
And then what part of Chicago were you living in?
What do you think?
Chinatown, which has a great Chinatown.
Yes, the
Best
food.
Chinese food ever.
The
Love
food.
it there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I miss it, but still, there's a good Chinese restaurant here in town that I like to.
All right.
But I'm not going to give them free advertisement. But there
Let's
is
not. Let's not.
No.
And we don't want to make any other Chinese
Yeah.
restaurants mad.
Correct.
Right? So anyhow, so then I remember you telling me a story. Because, you know, between games, we sit and we talk. And
Yes.
Alyce is a great person to talk to because she's always got these great stories, amazing stories. So you told me that you were in bed when you were a child, and how many kids were in that one bed?
4 of us. Well, actually 5 when I was really little then, because we laid across the bed.
Right, you laid
a double bed.
right.
And it was the twins, Jean and Joan, my sister Seal, who was only 16 or 18 months older than me,
Mm-hmm.
and myself, and then my sister Pauline, who was only 13 months older than the twins. And
Wow.
so she was put in charge of us younger.
Wow.
But,
So where are you on that chain?
well, I'm the baby of 10 girls and
Uh-huh.
1 boy.
So you're the baby of everybody? There was 12 kids in the family?
No, 11,
11?
surviving, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many are surviving now?
Me, my maiden name was Moy.
Mhm.
So I just told the rest of the family I'm the last of the Moy Beacons.
That was so bad.
I know.
But I loved it. I loved it.
I'm bad.
So Alyce, you are now playing pickleball at where I coach. I'm the pickleball coach at Core SRQ
North.
North location, which is 1075 South Euclid Avenue.
Correct.
And how did you find pickleball?
A friend of mine named Nancy, who wasn't playing tennis anymore, and the pandemic had just started. And we didn't know
Right.
what to do, and I couldn't play tennis anymore because our club closed.
Uh-huh.
And she says, well, you've got to come to at the old time, it was called the Y.
Mm-hmm.
She says, they have pickleball. I says, what's that? I had no idea what pickleball was. And so she took me there, and I got my first lesson with you.
Yeah, right?
And there was a gentleman named Jeff. The second time I went, I wanted to play
Mm-hmm.
because you taught me the basics. And everybody was so good to a beginner, and especially an old one.
It is a kind place.
It is most kind.
Kind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can't beat it. It comes from your leadership, really.
Oh, thanks.
I'm serious.
Thank you.
Because you're showing all this sociability and be kind to each other.
Yes, I
And,
tried.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
And all of us were beginners once,
That's right. That's right.
and it doesn't take long to learn this game. That's why it's so popular.
Ah,
Too
that's
popular.
true.
I can't get back into the church.
Oh, Church of the Palms? you talking about?
Yes, it's always.
It's very packed there.
I have to be on a waiting list. I said, no, I can't sit for an hour and a half for somebody to go home or fall.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. The ambulance comes in, you go, oh,
okay,
I'm
my turn.
next.
My turn.
That's there.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
terrible.
bad. I'm telling you, I'm bad.
Oh my gosh. You know, Nancy, I think I remember Nancy.
Nancy Mulvey.
Yeah, and she never came back though.
No.
What
no.
happened to her?
Well, she's got a lot of knee problems.
Oh, knee
physical
problems.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was really nice. I liked her.
A sweet girl. Yes.
Funny, funny.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And we were at the club, the tennis club.
Mhm.
We started out as tennis players.
Oh, good.
So.
Okay, so you're in Chicago,
Yes.
and then you somehow ended up in Sarasota.
Yes, my husband's company that he worked for, the company he worked for, the owner had a winter home here on Bird Key. And he says, why do I have to travel back and forth? I own the company. So he just moved the whole company, lock, stock, and barrel, and on trains to move the equipment down here. And so my husband ended up here as one of the VPs. He had to come. I said, I don't want to come.
Really? You didn't want to leave
I
Chicago?
didn't know what Sarasota was. I thought it was a jungle. I had no idea.
Right, right.
And when we moved here, I said, my God, it's paradise.
Yeah. That's
It's
the same thing
truly
I said.
paradise.
We're in Sarasota, Florida, and it is paradise.
Yeah, and we moved on to Siesta Key, which is a double paradise back then because
Yeah.
it was not overcrowded.
Oh,
In
I've heard.
1972, it was just beautiful.
Because you guys had a bait shop out there and like
No,
a
no,
fish?
no. We didn't own a business.
Oh,
He worked for the company that moved down here.
no, I mean the island itself.
Oh,
It had
yes.
all these little mom and pop
Oh
things.
my goodness, yes, yes.
Like you could go to a fish house and get dinner
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
And we could wait for the boat to come in
Oh wow!
and get the freshest fish.
Oh yeah, that was good times for
oh,
sure.
yeah, yeah. That
Good.
Really was.
So then you and your husband, I guess he retired from the company he was working for,
Yeah,
and then you started your own business.
right. We have a small general store with a contract post office on 17th Street. And he bought that to keep me out of trouble.
Did it work?
No.
I'm only kidding you.
No, I still found time to join the tennis teams and had a delightful manager who's now one of my best friends
Oh,
to run the store while I just continue playing team tennis.
wow. You're so funny.
Oh God, it was a lovely life.
I'm sure.
People should be this fortunate.
Oh,
Yeah.
because you have two sons
Yes.
that are in Sarasota. One
No,
is.
no, one is. Yes, yes.
And the other one lives
And the other
where?
one lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, nice.
He's the one you've met playing pickleball.
Oh, right,
That's
right. Nice guy.
Oh, he's a sweetheart.
player.
Yeah. Well, that's his tennis background.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then your other friend who plays at Core is Lynn.
Oh, that crazy trouble lady.
Lynn.
She's trouble.
She's sassy as heck.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah,
I love her.
I call her
dearly.
George. And she is how old now?
She's now 88. She says she's in her 89th year because her birthday's in February. I mean, December.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so she just turned.
She just turned
Okay.
88. So
And then we have Ray. How
Ray.
old is Ray?
Ray will be 89 in May.
89 in May.
I think it's May.
And then I have a new gentleman who showed up, and he's 93.
Somebody told me that. I got to meet him.
Jerry. His name is Jerry.
Yeah.
And he skirts around that court like nobody's business.
No,
Yeah, I didn't realize he was 94. I'm like, come on, we were playing Walk of Shame, I'm like, come on, hurry up. And somebody later on told me he was 94. I was like, oh, sorry.
I love that. There's a man I met at the Church of the Palms. At the time, he was 92.
Is that Vince?
Vince.
Yeah, Vince.
And
He's
I
pretty famous.
hope he's still playing.
He is. He's doing great.
Delightful gentleman.
Oh, he's so sweet. So sweet.
Sharp as can be.
Very sharp. Mentally very sharp. And physically great on it.
Oh, he
Yeah.
sure is.
So if you're watching this, there's hope for us all.
Yeah, you got that.
Yes. So who,
At our stage of life, we don't have to run that much. That's when the game is that good for us.
yes.
We can take 2 steps either direction.
Right, because it's a short court.
Correct.
Small court.
And
so.
just reach the balls to smack it away.
Yeah. So how many times a week do you play?
Right now I'm down to 3 times a week because I can't get into the church.
Oh, right, right.
I was playing 5 times a week, but I think I'm getting old enough to simmer back down to just play at the core.
Good for you. Well, we certainly love having you.
Oh,
You're the sweetest lady.
no,
so
it's the greatest group of people.
they are great there. And it's, the whole coaching for me is being able to be friends with somebody like you. And you're just perfect. I love you. And keep on
Thank you.
playing
Well,
pickleball.
Being the coach that you are, you're making everybody more sociable. Absolutely more sociable. And pickleball has become so popular because you do have to rest between games.
Mm-hmm.
And so we sit and talk.
Right.
And like Ray, the other 88-year-old man, said, he says, pickleball is not just a game. He said, it's a way of life.
Wow.
And he's right.
He is right.
He is right because he had some bad illnesses. And he's right out there hitting that ball away.
Oh, that's great. Well, thanks, Alyce, for letting me interview you today. I can speak, yeah. And I'll see you on the courts, pretty lady.
And let's get on that court and let me show off my backhand.
Oh, that's a great backhand.
I got your number, won't you pick up the phone? Don't leave me hanging on the dial tone. Think back to the night that we met. Jumping in the pool, talk to you, dripping wet. Nervous when I speak, so I trip on my tongue.